Hey guys, welcome back. Today's going to be a review, demo, first impressions of the new NARS All Day Luminous Foundation. I was so excited to get my hands on this because the other two foundations from NARS did not work for me. So I thought to myself, this has to be. I've used it for a couple of days and I wanted to kind of tell you my thoughts. My friend Trisha actually purchased this for me. I got it from the Melrose store in Los Angeles and they shipped it to me. So she told me kind of the tips and tricks on how to use this foundation because it's just not like any foundation. There's a certain way that you have to use it because it is a serum foundation of sorts. So I will link her channel below. She is like the NARS expert. She knows everything there is to know about NARS, so definitely check her channel out. But she did help me with the application, and I'm so glad she did because if she didn't tell me, I probably would have just used it like any normal foundation. So I just kind of want to pass that information on to you. For the packaging, this is like a frosted bottle and it has a rubberized top with finally a pump. I am so excited that this foundation actually has a pump because the other two you had to purchase it separately and I just hated the fact that you had to do that. So this is an oil-free all-day 16-hour wear foundation, extremely lightweight and very full coverage. So I want to talk to you in terms of color because the shades are different. Normally in the sheer matte and the sheer Fiji. Normally in the sheer matte and the sheer glow, I am a Fiji, but in this particular foundation, I am a Santa Fe, which is a medium 2. So when I called, I had her match me by swatching the Fiji and the sheer glow and the sheer matte with the one that would be comparable to that, and that was Santa Fe. So the shades are different. They are getting rid of the sheer matte. This foundation is taking place of the sheer matte. So just be aware that if you're ordering online that you might be different in your shade. Next thing is the texture. This is a serum foundation and it dries really fast. That was one of the first things that I noticed when I was applying this foundation, how quickly it dried. So when you apply it, you need to work in small sections. That's what Trisha told me. You can't just kind of dot it all over your face and then buff it in. You have to kind of take a little bit on the back of your hand, put it like in a small area and just work it in until it's completely absorbed into the skin. And I'm so happy she told me that because I have over applied this foundation. The other thing you might want to be aware of is it is a super full coverage foundation. Now I have over applied this foundation and if you over apply it, you will look really cakey in broad daylight. And so that is one thing to keep in mind. A little bit goes a long way with this particular foundation because it is so concentrated. I totally was like getting carried away with it and I over applied it one day and I was in the car and I could notice that you can just tell I was wearing foundation and it looked really, really cakey. So definitely be very careful with like layering and just know that a little bit goes a long way. So you don't need a ton of this foundation in order to get full coverage and have your skin look flawless. I also noticed that after about a full day of wear, which was probably 8 hours, I noticed that right here in my pores that it kind of settled into my pores. Now I don't know if that's because I applied too much that day or if I just didn't use the right primer. I'm not sure, but I wanted to let you guys know that everything else looked fantastic. My makeup looked great. I didn't have to touch up. There wasn't any breakthrough, just kind of a glowy, luminous look. But I did notice some settling into my pores where they're like larger pores right here. That's what I just kind of noticed. So I'm going to get into the demo. I'm not going to talk too much during the demo. Let you guys see how I applied it. I feel like the application of my fingers and a buffing brush was the best for me. So I'm going to get into the demo and then I feel that this foundation works best with either your fingers or a buffing brush. I have tried to use it with a beauty blender and it's not my favorite. I mean, it doesn't look horrible, but I just feel like with the warmth of your fingers that it just blends really nicely. So just going to shake it really well. Okay, so I'm just gonna do like one pump, and that is it. And I'm just gonna take my finger and I'm just gonna start where I need it the most, which is on my cheeks. This foundation sets really quickly, so you want to work in small areas. Okay, so then I'm just going to take the other side and I'm going to show you how it looks applied with a buffing brush. I'm just going to bring it down my neck a little bit, kind of what's left over on the back of my hand, and you can see that it's just completely dry on the back of my hand. There's no residue whatsoever because it really does set quickly. Still see a little bit right there on my face, but that's kind of how it is with a lot of different foundations that I use. I just have to use concealer. It just looks really natural. That is it. It's a super concentrated foundation and I really like it. So that is it, y'all. You have to also keep in mind that foundations work differently for different skin tones. So just because it's settled into my pores doesn't mean that it would settle into yours. Overall, I do love this foundation. I love that it gives me this luminous, beautiful look to my skin, and it looks like skin. It doesn't look like you're wearing foundation if you apply it right, if you just don't over apply it. I like how, I think it's just completely genius how they made a long wearing foundation that looks luminous all day. So let me see, there's no SPF in this. I feel like it lasted all day. I don't know about 16 hours because I don't ever wear a foundation for 16 hours, but definitely 8 hours plus. Be in mind of the shades that it is, you know, different a little bit. I will link all of the information below. I'll link Trish's channel. You can get it at NARS and Sephora, I think. I definitely, if you are in the market for an all-day wear, comfortable foundation, this is the one for you. I really think that you will love it. Let me know if you have any questions. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.